Hey guys, Seamus here. Update on our big rig group build hosted by Jeff's Model Garage. We spoke of these decals in the last video a few days back. This is your instructions and your finished build sort of thing. Those are the decals, that's all you get. You don't get any of these ones that's up and over. So what I intend to do is mix two colours together and come up as close as possible to this particular colour for our fade in sort of thing. So this is a picture of the rail truck, and as you can see here, it's up the grille, over the hood, the bonnet, and up over the sun visor, and up on the top of the windbreaker. So we'll do a gentle fade in. Hopefully it works out the way I want it to. My stupidity, I shouldn't have put those spot lamps on at this stage. A bit of a pain trying to masking them up, but we'll sort that out at a later date. So in the meantime, we're going to mix the colours up here, red and black, and hopefully come up with this colour. So we'll be back in a second. Right, come up with a colour. I did use two new tins, new bottles should I say, X7 red and X1 black. I was going to mix it up in an empty jar, but then I just added 2 drops at a time until I got the colour I was after. Now, it's not going to be a close, exact match should I say. It's close to it. I don't want to go too dark. So it's pretty close. So we're going to get the airbrush set up and then take it from there. So, back in a second. Right, here we go. Back closer. We'll let that sit for a few minutes. We'll check it and touch it up again if it needs done. Right, that's it done. So we're going to leave it a few minutes before the nerve-wracking time comes to remove the tape. So I used the fine panel tape and then the thicker green tape, as you can see. I am expecting some bleed through in the areas, but we'll deal with that when I come to it. But overall, I'm happy enough with it. So, back in a second after I remove the tape. Right guys, this is what we come up with. Subtle changes here and there, and still a few wee things to be done to it. Our windscreen has to go in, wing mirrors, air horns, aerials, a few more decals here and there, more so on the tyres and so forth. Side skirt hasn't glued in place just yet, just sitting here. Same for the opposite side. There's a vent, sorry, an exhaust, not exhaust, get it right, shall we? Air filter, which has to go in from the back, just in here. That's done black on the outside, and the rest I think it's done white. We did do our wing mirrors red, the tie-in with the chassis. So I'm still debating whether to keep them red or go black or white. I don't know what to do just yet. Our fifth wheel has to go on. Get that all greased up and so forth. Our light lenses for clear plastic goes in. It goes on the front. Let's camera down a bit. Still to cut all my wires back for the lighting and so forth. That goes on like so. That stays black, but I might do it silver. We'll see what happens. I did add a touch light to it, touch switch, so see if this works here. Everything just temporary mocked up on the power supply at the minute. So turn this out, turn it around. There you go. So it stays on for about 15 seconds or so, and then just goes off itself. But I can't turn it off and on through the switch. So we're a bit of a time delay on it. That colour, I said, I had to make up because that wasn't in the kit itself. So I'll try to keep it, there you go, right. Try to keep it parallel all the way down through the main cab itself. Big mistake on my part. I should have had it painted before I put my spot lamps on. So it was a bit of a pain trying to mask those up. So just painted the whole lot and then moved on from there with decals and so forth. We put a thin line of decals all the way down with a red and white matte, so it's nice and crisp all the way up. Right, we just knocked everything together again here. Our touch light, as I say, inside, that goes off for about 15 seconds. Headlights are in the grill, or sorry, the hood, bonnet. We'll get those wired into the rest of the wiring harness, and the rest of our lights goes on the back of the brake lights and so forth. Dashboard is lit in this as well. So it is getting there. So that colour I mixed up to try and keep it in scheme with the decals is just red and black. And we came up with this particular colour. It's a maroon colour sort of thing, you can see. I didn't want to go any brighter because it would have looked out of place with the decals. Decals were very, very thick on this. Real pain to get down. What else is there? The hood, as I say, about to get that all hinged up. Get our wires pulled down on the side of the chassis. There's a few other bits and pieces has to go on, the firewall wipers and so forth has to go on. So I'm planning to get this knocked out over the next couple of days. And then we're going to move on to our USEC build, which I have missed the deadline on with other builds that cropped up. See, this isn't glued in place just yet. These were scratch built. I showed this hard on that the other day on the channel. Just added a couple of decals, some other trucks that I had. So there you go guys, quick update on our big rig. So thanks for watching, I'll speak to you all later, bye.